Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2 in the course. For this week we're going to be reading chapters 3 and 4, which the focus should be more on the role of Asian cultures and society. And I think you'll find this week very interesting because there's a lot of challenges when conducting business in Asian cultures compared to the US. I want to review some things for you to help provide a little assistance, and I'd like your help on this. Right here, you'll see this course feedback area. I would like you to participate in this area with anything that you like in the course, you don't like in the course. It'll provide a lot of guidance for me. And going forward, I can make improvements on the course, but I'd really like you to reach out to me with anything that you like and dislike, because I think it'll be a good basis for discussion and help me really build a good course for you. Now, for this week, I have a couple different videos that I think you'll find are very interesting. This is from TED Talks, and Hans Rosling is looking at how Asian economies are really rising. Then I have a video on the values of Asian cultures and some of the challenges that Asian cultures are facing. And then another video on Asian rights and getting to know your Asian society. I think you'll find it very interesting in these different videos because it'll create a lot of challenges for us to really relate to, given what we see in the US. Also, I have a video on doing business in China, some of the big challenges with doing business in China, and how income equality could actually hurt society. I also have two different articles here for you to review as well, and this stuff will really help with your analysis. So for this week, I want to go over some things in Chapter 3, in the traditional societies of Asia. Now, when you look at Asia, you notice they have different social hierarchies, which is different than in the US. Well, in the US, we have a democracy, and everything is built based off of this democracy level. But in a hierarchy society, you'll notice that there's a lot different structure to how things are managed, and I think it'll create a lot of challenges for them to grow as in a society. When you look at the social hierarchy, you notice that, let me see if I can enlarge this for you a little bit. There we go. You'll notice that in Asia, you still have this imperial system. In Southeast Asia, families are looking at inheritance, passing things through society, through individuals. In Southeast Asia, you're getting a lot more equality with women, which the US went through back in the 50s and 60s, so there's a lot of changes there. Differences in marriage, and there's a lot more temporary marriages. In a family society, you notice that the people that are oldest are going to be the most dominant. Family structure is very important to Asian cultures. You don't see as high of divorce rate as you do in other societies. You also notice that the family is going to be an extension of the welfare unit, and they'll provide support for any individuals. I also have a couple different things on the status of women, education, and how education is viewed much differently than it is in the US. And we'll look at education literacy rate, the types of literature that are involved, and then welfare status as well. Let's go to the discussion board for this week, and I think you'll find it very entertaining. I tried to really focus on something that would really bring back a lot of discussion and looking at each individual and what they do. So let me review the requirements first. Your first post should be by Thursday at 11:55 p.m. You need to have 2 peer responses, which can be to any of my questions or your peers, and you need to have an initial post, which includes an APA formatted in-text citation and reference. Let me give you an easy site to go to. It's called noodletools.com. When you go to noodletools.com, go straight to the bottom and where it says Noodle Tools Express, click on that. Click on APA, and after you do that, you get to create a citation. So let's create a citation for a book. So press Create Citation, Now, let's add some information here. And I'm just going to make up stuff, but it still serves the same purpose. So I just added the information that I have from my book. Now this is all fake information, but I'll show you what it'll produce. I go right down here to submit. You see this right here? It's actually created the reference for me perfectly in terms of the italics, the spacing, the period. Everything is perfect right there. All you have to do is copy and paste that into as your reference. Now let's say I got something from a specific book. I'm going to click right here in my sentence. And let's say I got it from page 245. So at the end of every sentence, that's where you want to focus on. You need to have an in-text citation after each sentence that you got information from. And you need a reference at the end of the paper. So here's what you would do. You would just copy this right here. Let's say I got it from page 213. Change the page number, copy it right there. And that's all that's required. I think that'll be very helpful for future reference. But let's look at the discussion, what we're looking at this week. I'm looking at identify 2 qualities or characteristics of doing business in Asia. Now, be very specific with the country that you select, as I think that'll be very important. And let's see if we can have some diverse amount of countries. And I think being able to see a lot of different countries, that'll create a lot more opportunities for us. Then I want you to explain how these 2 qualities or characteristics influence business operations. Then I want you to provide either an article or video that supports your analysis. And that could be very interesting because if we can see the different videos or articles that you bring in, it'll really help us to understand the analysis and we might get a lot more experiences with these different videos. And then explain your resource in number 3. So in this one right here, explain it and why you found it interesting. And then this is the important question that I think we'll all enjoy. You're basically in charge of providing support to your CEO, who has little experience with Asian cultures. He will be going to Asia in the next week and needs your advice given what you've learned. And you're going to provide, I got a misspelling there. I'll put Asian countries so that everyone will have a difference. So now, he will be going to Asian countries the next week and needs your advice given what you've learned. You want to provide him with a 1 to 2 paragraph summary of what you would report back to your CEO that would assist him on his way to Asian countries on his recent trip that he's planning. So the purpose of this is your boss doesn't have a lot of time. So you're going to create a good site or a good summary of what he should expect in the country that you looked at. And that'll be very important. And I think it'll be entertaining to look at what other people have done and incorporate into their analysis. If you need help or want me to pre-grade your work, please let me know. But I look forward to your effort this week.